What is up, guys? Farris out here at the Vault Pro Scooter Shop. Today I'm going to be doing a custom build. Thank you so much to them for having me here and providing the amazing scooter parts for me to do this custom build. I'm going to take a stroll down the hallways of one of the best scooter shops in the world. I'm going to start with the Real District deck. This is actually my signature collection deck. That's kind of our foundation, kind of the thing you stand on. Most important part of the scooter, I would say, is the deck. We're going to pick out, you know, the basics, the headset, the stuff that people don't think is very important, but every part's important. But like I said, we're starting with the deck and move our way on from there. Let's do grip since we have the deck. I'm rocking a black deck, so I'm going to do something like, let's do this. Yeah, hard luck, that's sick. Okay, so I'm going to do this grip tape, hard luck grip tape. Looks like kind of like a skateboard grip. Got kind of like a spider web design on the front. I think it'll look good with this matte black deck. All right, well, we're coming up to wheels, so might as well do that. Oof, that's gonna look good. All right, wheels, let's see here. I got a black deck. I'll do white. Let's do white. Isaac Miller. Isaac Miller will give me the powers to do those street clips, you know. We're kind of starting a genre or a trend with black and white right now, so let's keep that up a little bit. We could do some Apexes. We could do Aztec. One of my homies, Jack Mount's actually sponsored by Aztec, and he rides this fork. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this one because I know he loves it. This is the Aztec Anthem fork. Really light. I think it's gonna work really good with this black and white scooter so far. Let's do, or that's kind of more silver, huh? So let's try to get like another silver. Let's go SCS now. SCS over here. Okay, let's do a tilt. I really like the tilts. Let's do the tilt. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, here we go. Yep, that's the one. I don't even need to pull it out. That's the one, I can tell. Yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Let's keep going. Let's do some smaller stuff. Let's do the headset and the bearings, because those wheels do not come with bearings. We're gonna have to get some bearings for that. Now, I was told that TheVault is actually making their own headsets and bearings, so I really wanted to give it a test out. I only heard great things about it. Here we are. So this is the Velocity, the Velocity TV, the Vault. This is the Velocity Vault headset. We're gonna go ahead and give that a crack. I think it's gonna be really good. I heard good things. Let's go ahead and keep going. Let's do the, is it the same thing? Velocity, all right, that's cool. That's interesting because these are kind of like the same part, kind of. They're smaller parts. A lot of people don't assign a lot of value to them, but they are very important parts. And that's cool, they both have the same name. So let's do the Velocity headset and the Velocity bearings. I think that just leaves grips. Let's do grips, and then I think we have some bars. Is it gonna be the first one I see? Those are looking pretty fly. I don't know, let's check them out. Let's check the rest out. We gotta make sure we see the whole picture. Yeah, I think it's gonna have to be these. Fasen black on white grips. Mixed grip, I think it's called. Fasen mixed grip, I think that's what it is. Bars, last thing to do. Let's do it, last one. What did I tell you about these hallways though, huh? There's just parts everywhere and they're all like the best parts in the world. Huge shout out to the Vault right now. All right. These are looking nice. So if I remember correctly, these should be the Aztec Odyssey aluminum bars. So I'd like to do aluminum just because I do like kind of a more park scooter. I like it to be light. So instead of steel, we're gonna go with something a little bit lighter to get those flips, spins, and whips done. The final piece. All right, we have all the pieces. Now we just have to build the puzzle. Let's go ahead and get to a workshop. All right, what is up, guys? Phase one is complete. We handpicked out all the parts with a new guest entrance, the aluminum ODI bar end. The radius of this was a little too small for the bar ends that came with the fastened grips, so we decided to downsize a little bit. These ones have a cool mechanism where you tighten the bolt right there and these expand and pinch the outsides of the bar. So good add-on to that. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's start with the deck. So I like to have my grip all the way up in front and in back, and you'll see how I do it in just a sec. I just gotta get that razor blade. Where'd it go? There we go, it was hiding. I love this grip tape too. This grip tape is really cool. And I'm very, very excited to see how this all turns out. All right, and this is definitely a very tedious process. And that's why I'm gonna do it first, make sure it's all perfect before I move on just to the nuts and bolts and tightening and untightening. All right, so the grip tape is complete. Let's go ahead and move on to the wheels. Like I said, we're gonna be rolling the white on chrome or silverish Isaac Miller tilt wheels. One really cool thing about this deck as well is that when you're untightening it and tightening it, they have this thing where the nut is actually secured in there by the metal. It's encased around the metal so that you only have to untighten and tighten one side. The other side's just gonna stick there like so. Makes it really useful for just quick fixes at the skate park. Maybe your back wheel needs a tune-up or just some new bearings or something. I love not having to check the brake first. I already know that this brake is gonna be dialed when I drop it, so I have full faith. All right, so the nut's gonna fit in there just like so. And then all I gotta do from this end is just start tightening. Come up here to the front now. These are the Aztec forks we're gonna put on. Slide those in there just like so. There we go. I love the top of that vault cap. Take a look at that. That's gonna look nice with this scooter for sure. Tilt has a couple different models for clamps and SCSs. They're all great. This one's probably my favorite though. I really like how the front of this SCS is completely flat. Makes it really easy for straightening your front wheel. You can just look down, you have a really good reference line. I like to make everything as snug as it should be. Not as it can be, as it should be. So before I do this, if you notice, I'm pushing it on all the way to make sure that there's no play before I tighten it. One really cool thing about these Aztec forks is the bolt that they use for their compression is actually a size M8. It's gonna be a lot stronger than your average bolt. For hard landings, a lot of torque back on the bars. You really need a strong bolt to hold your scooter together. So that's one of the reasons why I chose this Aztec fork. You always gotta make sure that that center spacer is nice and even. Yeah, see all the way through. Nice and snug. Perfect. All right, everything seems good so far. Now all we're gonna do is go ahead and throw these bars on. Grip them up first. You want the slow-mo shot? All right, let's get to it. Almost done, stay with me. All right, I'm getting anxious now. Take a look at that. These come apart like so. As you tighten, they're gonna come apart and then loosen, they come together. Make sure the ODI is facing upward. You know what, why not? Let's be rebels today, let's put it down. Don't tighten these too much, just a little bit. There's not a lot of pressure, or any pressure going on out here. You just need to snug them, that's it. One really cool thing about these bars is I'm gonna have to unloosen this to get these in, so I might as well show you this right now. These are the only bars on the market that I can think of as of right now that are aluminum but are only designed for SCS. You can see there's no slit. These bars are specially designed for anyone that's gonna be running the SCS compression compatibility. I like SCS a lot more because it's a lot stronger. I'm kind of a bigger guy. A lot of the smaller kids like to use the ICS, the HIC, the IHIC. I personally stick to SCS for just for the strength of it. Doesn't quite look like these are gonna slide in there without a little help, so we're gonna do a little trick from the ghetto. We have our washer, we're not gonna use money this time. You have to make sure to line up the threads. Do not be in a rush when it comes to this. Also, you wanna make sure that it's not inside the SCS, otherwise the bars will go onto it and you have to restart. So you just need a little bit. There we go, we hit rock bottom. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and tighten this up. So we're not gonna tighten this all the way, just so the bolts aren't sticking out. Okay, so this is where you slow things down. This is where you get out of the worker mode zone and you get into the precision mode, because this is where you decide what you like. And I like my scooter pretty tight, which it is, and extremely straight. Okay, and I'm gonna be very careful when I tighten this, not to let that move. One bolt at a time. That's kind of like your standard SCS advice. Tighten from the top down and make sure you go till snug, move on, then go back to the top, because the top bolt will be looser as you get to the bottom bolt. All right, really tight. Okay. I'm comfortable giving this to a kid now. All right, so starting things off with color. I'm really happy with it. I love the white wheels. Isaac Miller killed it with that design. The deck, I mean, whoever made this deck did a pretty good job, I think. Bars and SCS, I love the black, I love the silver. Yeah, this thing is just beautiful. I am loving it. I was debating whether or not to do a silver fork just because the silver and the white, but I really like the way the black came out. I'm also super excited with, look at this. That's a bearing right there. And if it comes to a halt, boom, right there. You see how it came to a halt at the end? That's how you know it's a good bearing, because it's still fluid enough to travel, but then it's also tight enough to stop. And if you flow your wheel and you hear like a kind of like a groggly sound, and then it comes and then it stops and like wiggles back and forth a little bit, that's how you know your bearing's a little bit shot. All right, I think this thing's ready to be tested on the concrete. Drop test is final. My ears are still ringing from how beautiful it sounded. I'm extremely happy with it. I hope you guys are too. Make sure to tag me if you guys come in and get this. Whoever lucky kid comes in and picks this scooter up, make sure you let me know. I really want to know who it is. Anyway, that should be it. Thank you so much to The Vault for having me out. I had an awesome time. These guys are like fam, they're awesome. Shout out to District for always keeping me fresh and providing me with the ability to have this awesome signature deck. Good luck to everybody for the new season. Keep scootering real. I'll see you guys in the next video.